Hi everybody, welcome back to Homestead in the Woods, episode 22 with me, Sid. Last episode, I did something or other, I can't remember. What did I, I think we faffed around with belts, didn't we? And we made the river and the little waterfall, the water thing with the big old water wheels there, and that runs down, and there's an... I swear blind, he waits until I hit record. He's not wanted to come up at all until I hit record. Between episodes... Excuse me. Oh, sneezy. Between episodes, well, I've done a little bit of work up here. And I've basically wired in this. This is not very fast. But you know what? It really doesn't matter. I whack some metal things in there and plates come out that end eventually, you know. It could be sped up, but I'm not desperate. And it's just using that little water wheel that I hid in the ceiling. But down here I started, and I've decided I'm going to have a cellar area. Now we've gone right up to the back of these. This... If I were to go to that way, I'd be flooding the place, or to that way, I'd be flooding the place. So there's that there, and I'm going to build a roof on this, and you know, we're going to bring the power from here into the cellar. That's the plan. I just thought to get the digging done and out of the way quickly while we had the opportunity. So that was a thing, and we need to make 21 of these things, mechanical crafters. So I am going to need 21 electron tubes. That is going to require 21 irons. I need 7 crafts of those. So I need 7 things. I've already got 2 in the machine. Let me just grab some iron. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can go into things. I'm being deliberately at the moment cautious with my iron because I've got a reasonable amount of ore, but it's going to take a while until we've got the means of doubling it. AKA, well, hopefully it's going to take this episode until we've got the means of doubling it, but that's going to be very much dependent on things. So you can see this is not fast, so we'll just leave that doing its thing. It's not fun. The advantage to that is it's not me doing the cranking, so that's all a bonus. Now I need rows. Of course, we've got one polished, but I need some of those. I could do it that way, or I could use the rough cinnabar. I went down and did a little bit of mining, so I have got some of that. And let me get 6 of those. That should be that. Let's make another sandpaper just because, so we've got it. And we will put those in my offhand, and we'll go sand, scrub it up. And we'll get those sorted. Right, I'm going to go and grab that iron. And I'll be back in a second. I'm still going to sort out this cat. Alright, first things first. 7 electron tubes. And a nap in the kitchen. Where it's warm, you know. And that's that. So then we need to make that. We're going to need some brass casing, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to need some brass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we need to strip them and dig them up. And that's the brass age is now ours. We've done casing the future quest. Okay, that's fine. And then we need 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's all good. Those can go like that. and like that, and that will go to there. And that should give me hands-free assembly. So, then what we're going to want is, we're going to want our wrench. I think it might be in my backpack. Yes, it is. We're going to want a gear. It's not a gear, a cog. And we are going to want a shaft where we shall go. Now this is going to be temporary because it's not all going to live like this. For one, that's in the way if I do it there, isn't it? Well, let me just get this in first. Because this is a nice big old slow machine, but there'll be a lot of torque in there. So I think we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And that's going to have to come out. That's the that was always going to be the problem, wasn't it? You know what? We'll worry about how we get in and out later. That goes to there, and then what we need to do is you need to wrench this lot, so those all move in, those move down, those go in, that can go down. Now getting this set up correctly can be a little bit odd, if I recall. But I think we want to basically head down like that. Do you want to go up and across, or probably just want to do that, don't we? I can never remember the correct way of doing this, and then that will go out to a chest. That okay? It looks okay. We'll find out, won't we? So, armed with that, we need to make this. This is a crushing wheel, so I don't need a way out for starters. Let me have a look. How am I going to do this then? 1, 2, 2. 3, 4. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting conundrum, isn't it? Well, tell you what, I'll just use this as a block. Seems excessive, but there you go, it should work. Quick F7, make sure I've not introduced any spawnable. I have introduced spawnable spots, and I don't. I have one torch. Lovely. Actually, we got. Oh dear, I've got to sneeze again. There you go. Rather than edit, let's just not record me sneezing. That sounds like a plan. Right, we got you. So this is doing this thing. I'm going to need a chest, like I said, and we're going to need to pull together the bits and pieces we need to make this. So let us go in here. And I need andesite alloy. I need, well, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Can we get the list? The list of things you need for this would be really handy, wouldn't it? 1, 2, 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, 16. Then 3 oak and a piece of stone. Well, 4 oak. 3, 4. And some smooth stone. And a chest. I could also use some torches, because I did use all my torches up. Let me make some. Boop. Boop. I didn't really. You know what? Stick those in there. And while we're at it, let us get rid of some of this tea stuff and those. Okay, they can go in there. And that can go away. No, and that can go away. Right. Oh God. I don't know. I don't suffer with allergies normally, and I'm streaming. Oh. God. Anyway, let's see what's what now. So we're going to go, and we're going to get you, and you. That needs to. That needs to go into. I think you go there like that. If I recall, it's a long time since I've done this. But then we take those and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it also rings out now. Hang on. I think I need to probably read up a bit. Let me ponder. I need 21 of these. Okay, can be used to automate any crafting task. Yep, we use the path can be rearranged. Yep, that's fine. Into one exit on any side. The apples will be placed into the inventory at the exit. Okay. So that all. Yeah. Let's take them all to the middle, shall we? Does that work? I don't know. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I think that needs to be underneath though. Which means we can't get into it. Okay, that is erg. Need an inventory of some description there. Let me have a fiddle. I'll be back in a sec. Oh, it is working. It's just working very slowly. I did change the paths a little bit. So what we should get is that should come into there. They should move down to there. Have that. That should move down to here. Pardon me. And then that can go. And I could have actually had that then come out here if I wanted. It doesn't need to go there. I'll put a depot underneath just to ensure it's got an output path. And then it will join all of that together to make big old grinding wheels. Yeah, definitely not the fastest system I've ever done. And there we go. Now in theory we can rip that out for now, because that can go somewhere else in this thing. I probably don't use it a lot, as I recall. Let's just have a quick peek at that. Recipe that. Actually, 72. So there's a. You may use it for trains, do you? Train bit stuff. Looks like it. And quite a lot of train stuff actually, but that's the extendo grip. Okay, don't think I ever used it. More train stuff. But back, that was train stuff, and this is a wand of symmetry. Okay, more train stuff. Potato cannon, grinding wheel, that's it. It's mainly that. So yellow copper wrapped locomotion boiler. Sneak while placing it to raise the boiler up by half a block. Okay, and stuff. Okay, well, I'm not making trains at the moment, so we don't need to worry. So I am going to pull this out. That's my first job of the day. Now, well, not my first job. My first job was doing all of this, but this is the first thing I need to do. That lot can come out, and for now it can go on that wall like that. I don't really care, it's just out of the way. Because what we need to do now is we need to think about how I'm going to decorate, get into this space, and where I am going to place my two grinding wheels, because they need to go like that, and then they need to have counter rotational forces going into them, and then we need to come up with a means of feeding them. We need to come up with a means of power, bringing the power into them, and I need to come up with a design or something that I want to do down here. That's going to be entertaining. So let's just take a break from Create briefly. I don't want to do Create every episode, and I don't necessarily need to get this desperately done. I've got stuff that we can be on with. I do need to decorate up here, at least on that wall, maybe get some windows and stuff in on some of these walls. I'm tempted to maybe try and bring, I think I've maybe put a really slow cooker in here, yeah, with the thing, but yeah, maybe not, I don't know. So yeah, that's a thing I really could do with going out and killing some stuff, because I really need to get myself some experience to repair my stuffs. It's all getting a little bit worse for the wear. However, let's come into here and have a look at what we got. So we got casing the future, so we got a little bit of brass back for that one. We've got the thing, it's going to give me some of the stuff that I used back for that one. We got you're going to give me some crushed iron ore. And 100 XP. I should have just put the things in my... Oh, yeah, that's something I should get into the habit of doing. And I think that is everything. Now I would like, having done tea, because this is all about farming, I'd like to have a look at the vines and vintage quest lines. Now we've done up to here, we've got apple tree, we've got cherry trees. We need to make a grapevine stem and some lattice. I've done lattice. How do I do a grapevine stem? Oh, okay. We just do 2 logs. And that will give us, and some lattice, okay. Grape rushes planted on the ground or against the wall have low yields. To improve your harvest, plant seeds on stems. Click the upper half of the stem to plant. Jungle grapes require lattices. Okay. So we got that one. And then we need a grapevine pot, a fermentation barrel, an apple press, and a wine bottle. Okay. Grapevine pot. Can I don't know whether I can add from this. I can't. Okay, let's get rid of you. So I need a grapevine pot. Well, that's simple enough. I need a fermentation barrel. What is that? What is it? Let's do it at vinery. There you go. So I need that. I need a fermentation barrel. We can do one of those. These are going to actually look really good. I think they're going to look pretty sweet once they're built. Let's get a apple press. And a wine bottle, and that should give me this one. I haven't done it. You're ready to start making wine. It's time to craft the tools. That will give me some more of that, and that will give me 50 XP. Again, I didn't need to do that. I assume it will mend the tools. Let's have a look then. From there I need to go and make any grape juice. Okay, so I'm going to need to do some grape plantage. What we got? Red savanna, red jungle, white savanna. Let's take reds. And we'll take some whites for now. We'll just do a bit. Let's not get carried away. Let's do 7 of each for now, and we'll see how this works. I really haven't played with this mod before, so we do need to learn its intricacies. Teach me your intricacies. And what we'll do is about here-ish. Let's straighten up the terraces a little bit. And then from there we'll try okay. No. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Grapevine stem. Okay. Don't suppose we can do something stupid like we can stick a torch on the top, which means I can get something a bit nicer later, but that That works, doesn't it? Oh, I only brought... Use two per, don't you? Okay, I need to get some more of that, that's fine. So, if I were to basically terrace these off and get grapevines running down and then down, we can end up with this entire hillside covered in grapevines. Now I do want to do the other side. We'll do those ones. We'll have some on that side as well. Basically have both sides of this looking like a massive great grapey thing. It takes a while, obviously. So, but there's some red grapes. Okay, I'm going to. I think we're going to make some more of those. We'll try and get more of these grapes going, and I'll be back with you in a second. All right, we've got some vineyard done, and I've gone with a kind of a style. I'm just going to keep extending this around these terraces, but red over here, these are all standard red. Those are your Savannah red, which is a different style of growth. Over here we've got whites, and then there we've got the Savannah white. And then what I've done is I put moss under the things. The odd ones got illumination. They don't all have illumination. I decided to be a little bit more selective in... That's an ant. There we go. In where we place these to kind of keep it things. The ant seems to be very interested in this area. Don't know where it's got to. Oh, he's up there, look, hasn't he? Still need to find out if you can do anything with those. So we've got the red savannas. We've got over there red jungle, and then we'll just head over because that's a little bit more tricky. They have to go on a lattice to grow. So to kind of get them to fit the theme, I've used a mixture of that lattice from Hearth and Home and that lattice, and that gives me this structure, which we can come around and just harvest to our heart's content. And yeah, I'm happy with this. It's kind of working in the right direction. We've still got to do the apple trees, and we've also got to do the beer stuff. But on the whole, these are kind of looking quite nice, and it's, you know, just adding to the terrain here. So let's go and jump on some grapes. Which will be, I don't know, I may actually do it in here once these are, and I've still got to get in and do all of this stuff. That's going to be next episode, I think. Let's just go and pop this in here for now. So you pop that down. We grab and I presume that's that, and then any grape juice. So if I take one of those, red grape juice, so we've got a couple of bottles from that, and that gives us white grape juice, red grape juice, and a small oak thing. And then we need to, each wine has its own unique buff that gets stronger over time as the wine is aged, simply storing in your inventory and given time and patience. Your wine will become more potent. Using fermentation barrel, add the required juice, additional ingredients to the wine bottles to create your first. So red wine, slow, red wine, an apple wine. I haven't got apples, so I need to plant my apple trees, don't I? That is a good point. And my inventory is an absolute pigsty again. Nothing new there. We've got the fermentation barrel, so let's pop that down. So if I want red wine slow falling, it's sugar and red grape juice. Okay, sugar, sugar, sugar. Let me get some sugar. And let me go and pop sugar in there. And that's running. Okay. Maybe this should be the wine thing. What can we do in there? Let me just... Wine bottle storage. Maybe it has to be this. Okay, I'll be back in a moment. Alright, well there's the first one. There's a bottle of... So at 144 days it will improve quality. Does that work in a wine rack? And I also did manage to get the apples. I've got an apple tree growing outside as well, but that's just an entirely different thing. And I think all we need there... Oh, hang on. I think I probably just need to run a few more of those through. Or, doesn't really matter, I've got plenty of grape juice. Let's break it and that's going to take 5 minutes. Think, what did it want for that quest? Apple wine. Apple juice and apple juice. Oh, okay. You require another apple juice. Interesting. That's going to take a hot minute to fill. Alright, back in a sec. Alright, and that gives us apple wine. So we should now have that quest done. Now we're not going to be... Oh, these are... Don't like that thing. I think I prefer the not the small one, the big one, or even the nice fancy one. Probably in spruce as well. So that is the wine. We let me just come out of here. Let's remember this. Let's see whether. Didn't seem to do anything there, did it? Right, so we've got you. That'll give me those, and we've got you, which will give me some sugar. Okay, so that section's all done. These are all the wines that you can create. So that's presumably what explosion. I have no idea what that would do or why you'd want it. Cherry wine, invisibility, party starter. No idea. And then of course on this side there's all of these ones as well. So yeah, climbing, armor, double jump. So definitely worthwhile getting into, and we'll definitely have to get that going and have a proper vineyard going on, proper vineyard vibe. But I think on that note, I will light up that thing properly as well. But I'm going to expand the vineyards a bit more, probably between episodes, and I'll start thinking about what we're going to do in here. But we're going to get this done next episode. But until then, thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you soon, and bye for now.